computer. Well, students, good afternoon to all of you. So, guys, today we are going to discuss our second paper. This is an exam preparation class. Already, I have given you the notes also. I have taken many classes of, paper 2 also. But at the last, I'm taking the class again, okay, just to revise you, okay, and make everything easy for you, right, guys? So this is a PDF which I have already shared with you. This PDF is covering your last year paper, notes, and syllabus as well, right, guys? Along with you also have the guide also. But if you do this, so this is a more than sufficient, okay? So, guys, how we have to proceed? Just see that. Okay, first on the first page, I have put the syllabus. You have seen the syllabus. Okay, on the page number 1, you can see that unit 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So first of all, congratulations, you have done your last paper very well, and everything came from the notes, okay, which we discussed in the class, right, guys? And this is a syllabus of paper 2. Okay, unit 1, 2, 3, 4. देखो, the most important thing I have already told you, you should know the syllabus on your fingertip. Okay, मतलब you should know that. देखो, now I'm looking to the camera. Okay, I know that in a unit 1, right to education is important. In a unit 1, status of a minority is important. It is given in the syllabus. Article 14, Article 15, Article 16, these are given, right? In the unit 2nd, okay, you can say that in the 2nd unit, Macaulay minutes, you can do that. Adam report, you can do that, right? And in the last, Gandhiji basic education, 9th limb is given, right? Similarly, unit 3rd, mein you should know that, Indian Education Commission is given, Secondary Education Commission is given, okay, 1986, National Policy of Education, 2020 National Policy of Education's new education policy is given. And in the 4, in the 4, it is talking about, midday meal, Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, RMSA, okay. So these are all the measures to achieve the enrollment and, free and compulsory educations, like under the, RTE Act and SSC, okay. So you can see that. So guys, first of all, now you should know the syllabus, okay. If you know the syllabus now, so then you will come to know that. Just see, this is the last year paper, okay. So last year paper mein there are 4 questions, short questions, and 4 long questions. You know that you have to do, okay. Unit 1 mein you can see that discuss education as a fundamental right with reference to Article 14, 15, 16, 21A, 30 of Indian Constitution, and or describe the status of education of minorities in India. अब देखो, ये 2 question has come. Naturally, it has come from the unit 1. If you know the syllabus, you can easily come to know that this is important. Okay, आप देखें यहाँ पर, question has come from this one. ये देखिए, status of education of socially disadvantaged segment, namely SC, ST, OBC, women, PWD and minorities. हाँ guys, यहाँ से आया ना question same. And second question, it has come from here. Equality of opportunities. Okay. Now see the second. ये देखो, first has done. For example, I do red. Okay. Unit 2nd. Adam report has come. 9th limb has come. So you should know that in my unit 2nd, Adam report is given. Macaulay minute is given. Good dispatch commission is given. 9th limb is given. Basic education along with work education and experiential education. Experiential learning is given, right? So out of 4, examiner has given you the 2 questions. One is from the Adam report, second is from the 9th limb. ये देखिए, discuss its relevance in Indian education system. अब now you can see unit 2 in the syllabus. This is the unit 2. ये देखो, Adam report has come, this one has come, and basic education system has come, this one has come, right? And from unit 1, the question has come from here, right? Second has come from here, right? Up now what we do that, for the tomorrow's preparations, I'll discuss with you, but I'm just telling you first of all, right? अब देखो unit 3rd में क्या है? What is in the syllabus? यूनिट थर्ड में हमारा सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन कमीशन है, इंडियन एजुकेशन कमीशन है, नेशनल पॉलिसी ऑन एजुकेशन है, प्रोग्राम ऑफ एक्शन है, न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी है। तो नेचुरली इसी में से तो आएगा, और कहां से आएगा, राइट? यू कैन सी दैट यूनिट थर्ड, यूनिट टू हैज डन, ये देखिए यूनिट टू हैज डन। यूनिट थर्ड में ये देखो सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन कमीशन आ गया, राइट गाइस, और प्रोग्राम ऑफ एक्शन आ गया, ये देखो ये चीजें आ गई हैं दोनों। ओके, यूनिट थर्ड, दिस वन, ठीक है, और प्रोग्राम ऑफ एक्शन हैज कम। सो दिस इज द वे टू प्रेपरेशन। ओके, मतलब कीप द सिलेबस इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, फर्स्ट लर्न द सिलेबस, write the syllabus, then you will automatically know that. Okay, means it is not a good thing to start the study from anywhere. Okay, मतलब do systematically. You know that there are 4 units in your syllabus, 4 long questions would come from each unit, and 4 short questions come. Even guys, 4 short questions, every 1 questions come from each unit, right? अब ये देखो लास्ट में आई शो यू यूनिट 4, रमसा आ गया, देखो आरएमएस से, शॉर्ट में हम रमसा बोल देते हैं, राष्ट्रीय माध्यमिक शिक्षा अभियान। ओके, और आ गया वोकेशनलाइजेशन ऑफ एजुकेशन आ गया। ये देखो यू शुड नो दैट इन माय फोर्थ ना, रमसा इज गिवन, एमडीएम इज गिवन, मिड डे मील, सर्व शिक्षा अभियान इज गिवन, मॉडर्नाइजेशन इज गिवन, राइट, एंड वोकेशनलाइजेशन इज गिवन। ये यू कैन सी दैट यूनिट 4, ये देखो फ्रॉम हियर इट वन क्वेश्चन हैज कम एंड वोकेशनलाइजेशन हैज कम, ये देखो यहीं से आ गया आपका। ओके, इवन गाइस जस्ट सी दैट कंपल्सरी क्वेश्चन, ये देखो इवन कंपल्सरी क्वेश्चन हैज कम फ्रॉम द ईच यूनिट। इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज इन एजुकेशन, इट हैज कम फ्रॉम द यूनिट 1। दिस इज द इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज इन एजुकेशन, ये देखिए, इसको अंडरलाइन कर देते हैं। मतलब आप देख सकते हैं, मतलब यू कैन इमेजिन इफ यू डू equality of opportunities in education along with the article, so you will get 16 plus 4, 20 marks over there, है ना? From this one na, 16 marks questions, long question has come, 4 marks short question has come. Only by attempting a 1 unit you have got 20 marks, right? Second आप देखिए experiential learning. Okay, it has come from the unit 2. एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग कहाँ गया, ये रहा यूनिट 2 में, दिस वन, ये देखिए एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग। ओके, आई एम गोइंग टू अंडरलाइन इट एंड आई एम गोइंग टू लिटिल बिट इंक्रीज द साइज सो दैट यू कैन रीड इजिली। आ गया ना यूनिट 2 में से। नाउ यूनिट थर्ड इज ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम, दिस वन, तो इट हैज कम फ्रॉम हियर, ये रहा दिस वन ऑब्जेक्टिव, राइट, अंडरलाइन कर देते हैं। एंड फोर्थ इज मॉडर्नाइजेशन, कंसेप्ट ऑफ मॉडर्नाइजेशन, तो इट हैज कम फ्रॉम हियर मॉडर्नाइजेशन। तो आप यू कैन इमेजिन कि भी एवरी क्वेश्चन मोस्टली कम फ्रॉम द ईच यूनिट। तो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, you have to make a strategy. Okay, now we discuss the strategy for paper 2. Okay guys, now how you have to do, please put your audio video off, all of you, right? Now see that guys, what happened unit 1 में। okay, what we will do, okay, first of all इन सभी को मैं वापस करता हूं ब्लैक में, right? this one black one और अंडरलाइन हटा दिया, done. okay, so how we have to proceed guys, right? what we will do, definitely we will do this question. okay, means we know that first of all we have to secure our long question from each unit. We have to do the 4 long question from each unit. okay, so I'm discussing my opinion with you. okay, you can change a little bit according to your easiness. okay, you can learn another question also. okay, but generally I'm using that, okay, because many student was asking and messaging me. So guys, from the unit 1 for your tomorrow's paper, okay, I will suggest you do this, right? These all articles, okay, I'm going to read it. okay, ये डायरेक्टिव पॉलिसीज भी साथ, डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल्स भी कर लो, ये भी इजी है, राइट? एंड दिस वन आल्सो लास्ट ईयर क्वेश्चन, एंड टुडे for today's tomorrow's paper, we will do right to education also. This one. And trust me, guys, okay, if you do this now, you will get the long question, and I promise you, you will get the short answer from here, from this unit. We will do this. And even I have sent the notes also. Right? Now we talk about unit 2. Unit 2 में we know that unit 2 में क्या है? Accolade minutes है, Adam report है, good dispatch mission है और गांधी जी है, basic education. Okay, चार ही तो चीजें हैं सारी, right? तो what we will do, 2 or 3 things we can do that, right? Item report भी बड़ी simple है, right? Macaulay minutes also we will do this. और ये this part, this is for the long. Okay, if you have the pen or copy, you can underline that, guys, because I have shared the notes with you. Okay, or otherwise later on you can see this video. After this class, I'll put on the YouTube. Okay. So long questions you will get, and definitely short question also, because ये जो section है ना, basic scheme of education, right? From this there are 4 topics are coming. One is Naitalim, one is work education, one is experiential learning, and one is three things are coming. Okay, Naitalim, philosophy, work education, and experiential learning. Okay, ये 3 चीजें हैं. Naitalim, number 1, I'm going to underline it. Work education, underline it, and experiential learning. Okay, तीनों का मीनिंग ही सेम है. Okay, learning by doing, learning by action. Okay, learn through experience. This is the same. So once you do the ninth limb, तो automatically work education, experiential learning with little bit changes. Okay, you can learn it. Right, guys? अब यूनिट 3 है. अभी देखो यूनिट 3 में हमारे क्या है? सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन कमीशन है, इंडियन एजुकेशन कमीशन है. तो ये आपको ना पता होना चाहिए, गाइस. ओके, तो फॉर एग्जांपल, okay, when you have to do Indian Education Commission. Okay, so thoroughly na, one time you have to learn, because sometime 8 or 10 years back, what happened, there was one student who missed the class. So what happened, he said that, sir, I have totally learned about the Indian Education Commission, but in the exam Kothari Commission came. अरे भाई, Indian Education Commission को ही कोठारी कमीशन कहते हैं. Are you getting my point? Indian Education Commission is also known as the Kothari Commission. Examiner ने यहीं से डालना है, and examiner can put the questions by molding, nothing else. Examiner can put the questions, define the Modalier Commission. So Modalier Commission is nothing. It is a secondary education commission. Got the point? Modalier, who was the person who gave this commission, who was the chairman of the secondary education commission, and Dr. D.S. Kothari, Daulat Singh Kothari, was the chairperson of the Indian Education Commission in 64-66. Okay, Dr. Kasturi Rangan, who kaun the? Chairman of the new education policy, right? So what we will do, Secondary Education Commission, Indian Education Commission, National Policy of Education, this one, and definitely we will do the new education policy. Many times I have discussed with the new education policy. I know that 2-3 lectures I have taken on the new education policy, right? And these all notes I have already given to you. Now I have given you the combined notes, okay, so that would be easy for you, right? And this is a strategy for the tomorrow's paper. And under the unit 4 we will do the universalizations of school education, because this is the most important. Why I'm underline it and doing the red, because of that these are the important, and the short questions can come from this also. Okay, this is a very easy paper, guys, very easy. देखिए universalizations, उसके बाद you can do the modernizations एक कर लीजिए, और emotional integrations बस. Okay, so you will get the long you will cover your long and short. And if you have the time and already you have prepared, so then rest of little bit syllabus which is left, so you can do that, you can learn it. Otherwise we have covered our whole syllabus. So guys, this thing we will discuss today in today's class. Okay, this is a strategy for the tomorrow's class. Like I have taken your paper 1 class, and the same questions, all the questions came, to which I have given you the notes, and I've taken in the class, right? So similarly we will do this, right? So these all things are covering, this paper also, last year paper also. Okay. And, additional questions I have added. For example, right to education commissions, right? Basic educations, then, Indian education commissions. Okay. I have added. So guys, we are starting from, you know, from this. So we will cover the last year paper and, these all which I have underlined. Okay. So, I'm going to hold it. You can see that this we will discuss in today's class, right? You can see that, or you can underline, you can write it. Unit 1 mein, we are going to discuss all the articles, but I will go very swiftly because I have taken the class already, right? So whole of the paper syllabus I have to discuss in 1 hour, right? So I'll go swiftly. I will clear your concept. Okay. So you can learn thoroughly because I have shared the notes also 4 or 5 months back, or even today also I have shared the, right? Some more important, right? So unit 1 mein we will do that. Equality of opportunities, all the articles, very simple articles, right? Then status of education of socially disadvantaged section. This is a very general. Basically, since independence now, we are ignoring the disadvantaged section. Who are the disadvantaged section? You should know that. SC आ गई उसके अंदर, शेड्यूल कास्ट, शेड्यूल ट्राइब्स आ गई, है ना? हिंदी में उनको आदिवासी बोलते हैं, राइट? बैकवर्ड क्लास आ गई हैं, राइट? फिर उसके बाद इवन विमेन्स भी आ गई हैं उनके अंदर, ओके? ये भी इग्नोर्ड बाय, ओके? तो ये सारी, एंड माइनॉरिटीज, ओके? देन राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट, ये हमने जरूर करना है, राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट 2009, राइट? दिस थिंग यूनिट 1 में. एंड अंडर यूनिट 2 we are going to discuss Macaulay Minute, Adam report. Adam report came from the last year paper. Why we are discussing the last year paper? Because we have seen that 70, 80, 90% तक तो last year paper के ही आ रहे हैं, right? Then basic scheme of education we will do unit 2 में. Unit 3 में guys we'll discuss secondary education commission, Indian education commission, national policy of education और new education policy. और fourth में universalizations of school education, vocationalization of secondary education, modernization or emotional integrations and international understanding. Okay. So ये याद करो सबसे पहले. This is the important. Okay. Important is the syllabus. Okay. Then tick mark how much you have learned. Okay. Till now, still you have a lot of time, right, guys? Because you have already read, many classes I have taken. This whole we are going to discuss, and this paper also. Okay. So guys, I am starting from the first, okay, questions. Equality of education. Okay. Even देखो, orally I know that it has come from the unit 1, equality of education, and first bullet, first part. Same thing, you should know it. Equality of education, equality of opportunities in education, as the name suggests, it is the same. What is the meaning of that? We have to provide the equality of educations to all the person, irrespective of caste, color, creed. Means equality of opportunities in education where everyone has fair and equal access to good quality of education, regardless of social background, race, gender, religion, and where people achieve success in education according to their efforts and ability, free of any form of a discrimination, is enshrined in several international conventions. Okay. अब ये देखो, first you have to talk about equality of educations क्या है? Okay, what is equality of education? Then what are the provisions of equality of educations? Means you should know that in our constitution there is a provision of equality of education to all the person. We can't ignore. Even any school in the India can't ignore the disadvantaged sections to be submitted in the school, because some schools they do by themselves, but if the persons are aware of that, they can directly go to the court. There is a right of disadvantaged sections. ये देखो, it is written. क्या है provisions? Provisions का मतलब whenever word provision come so that means it is related with the constitution. Okay. So guys, you should know about the constitution. You are going to become a teacher, प्रिंसिपल्स. ओके, यू शुड नो अबाउट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कब लिखा गया था हमारा, राइट? सारी चीजें पता होनी चाहिए, राइट? सो अंडर दिस प्रोविजंस क्या है? फ्री एजुकेशन अप टू ए गिवन लेवल विच कॉन्स्टिट्यूट्स द प्रिंसिपल. एंड यू नो, यहां से आ जाओ, ये रहा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन प्रोविजंस. आर्टिकल 26, आर्टिकल 21A. Article 26 talks about education is a fundamental right. Education is a fundamental right. You should know that. It was the 93rd amendment. ये देखो लिखा हुआ है यहाँ पे. Under Article 21A. This one, see that. The state, state होता है राज्य, है ना? State shall endeavor to provide free and compulsory education for all the children until they complete the age of 14. So ये तो आपको याद ही होना चाहिए. Orally being teacher. ये इन आर्टिकल्स में से कम 20 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन सीटेट के अंदर आ जाता है गाइस, राइट? सीटेट इट इज ए टेस्ट ना टू बिकम ए परमानेंट टीचर. ओके, नाउ इट हैज कंपल्सरी बाय द न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी, राइट? Yes, I have studied thoroughly all the new education policy and it is written that, see now, either prior B.Ed was mandatory, now CTET is mandatory. So guys, whatever you are learning now, it is a very useful for you, and trust me, up to the last, even after 50 years, 50 साल के बाद भी ना ये एजुकेशन वैसी ही रहनी है, because this is the general education. There is a little bit changes, 20-30%, 20-10% changes, right? वही रहेगी otherwise. So this is the most important. Okay, you should not only study due to getting marks in the paper, yeah, during the paper. You should, even anytime you can study that, right guys? अब ये देखो, Article 46, the state shall promote the with special care of the education and economic interest of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Okay, then measures. What are the measures? What are the steps taken by us, मतलब taken by the government to do the equality of education? तो ये steps हैं guys. ये देखो, ये क्या चीज है? SSA, कस्तूरबा गांधी बालिका विद्यालय, मिड डे मील, केंद्रीय विद्यालय, नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ ओपन स्कूलिंग, कम्युनिटी पॉलिटेक्निक्स. क्या चीज है ये? व्हाट आर दीज? These are the government programs. Okay, government programs to provide the equality of opportunities, equality of educational opportunities, and as well enrolling the students more and more. Okay, these are the programs, right, started by the government time to time. Okay, अब ये देखो guys, मतलब you have to write answer from that way. Asked by equality of opportunities in education, first you define what is equality of education, then what are the constitution provisions and what steps we are taken, we are taking, मतलब government is taking. तो ये आपका खत्म हो गया. और लास्ट में in conclusion we can say that equality in education means provisions of free education up to primary level or elementary level, providing various scholarship schemes, stipends, exemptions, such as in tuition fees, examination fees, educational loans and other subsidies, free books, clothing, midday meals, differential educational opportunities, eliminations of economic source of inequality of opportunities. देखो simple आ गया ये, right? Okay. In questions we do concept of a experiential learning. ये देखो बहुत ही important है. अब आप लिख लो all of you. Okay. One, experiential learning word comes na, so you should know the name of the person, Dr. Cobb. ये देखो Dr. D.A. Cobb, Professor D.A. Cobb. ये देखो D.A. Cobb, David Cobb, right? Experiential learning. So David Cobb, he was the person who gave this concept, experiential learning, right? I have given the definition also. David Cobb has said, learning is the process whereby knowledge is created through the transformation of experience. Learning is a process whereby knowledge is created through the transformation of experience. देखो, if you know about behaviorism, have you read behaviorism? Have you read cognitivism? So उनसे थोड़ा अलग जाकर डॉक्टर डेविड कॉब वाज सेइंग दैट कि जो लर्निंग है इट इज ए प्रोसेस ऑफ वेयर बाय नॉलेज इज क्रिएटेड थ्रू द ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस, राइट गाइस? तो ये कुछ नाम है, यू शुड नो दैट व्हेन नाइथलिम कम्स, तो नाइथलिम इज एसोसिएटेड विद द गांधी जी. हाँ, experiential learning comes, it is associated with the Dr. Cobb, right? Indian Education Commission comes, it is associated with the Kothari, D.S. Kothari. Secondary Education Commission 52-53 comes associated with Mudaliar, right? New Education Policy 2020 comes associated with Dr. Kasturi Rangan, right? तो कुछ नाम उससे पता हो आपको, है ना, आपने लिखा हो, लिटिल बिट ही लिखा हो, तो यू नो यू कैन अंडरलाइन इट. And you know, examiners see that having the knowledge, Hana, he will not even read your rest of the answers. Okay, he knows that, he know about it, right? So experiential learning kya cheez hai? Experiential learning referred to as a learning through action, learning by doing, learning through experience, learning through discovery and exploration. देखो सिंपल ही है ना? मतलब ये एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग हमें क्या बता रहा है? So experiential learning is saying to us, we are going to become a teacher. Always, na, I have told you now, whenever you have to give the paper, give paper thinking in that you are a teacher, not you are a student. Always remember, you are a student in B.A, M.A, M.Sc or even PhD. But in a B.Ed, you are not called as a student. You are called as a PS, pupil student. Sorry, PT, pupil teacher. You are referred as a pupil teacher. Means आधे स्टूडेंट भी हो, आधे टीचर भी हो. तो एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग इज टेलिंग अस कि व्हेनेवर वी हैव टू टीच टू द स्टूडेंट, वी हैव टू टीच विद द हेल्प ऑफ लर्निंग बाय डूइंग मेथड, लर्निंग थ्रू एक्सपीरियंस. वी डू नॉट हैव टू पोर इनटू द माइंड ऑफ द स्टूडेंट. ओके, ये किताबों में से देखा, सी फ्रॉम द बुक्स एंड पोर इनटू द माइंड ऑफ द स्टूडेंट. दिस इज नॉट ए टीचिंग. Teaching means you have to give some assignments to the students, and only being facilitator, you have to help the student. Okay, make the environment in the class so that student can learn by doing, so that student can learn through action, so that student can learn through experience. Okay, this is the meaning of that. Basically, we don't have to mug up what is the meaning of that. We have to implement also. This experiential learning we have to implement in our teaching, right? Only then student can learn completely, right? Dr. Cobb has said. So experiential learning, you have come to know, learning through action, learning by doing, learning through experience, right? तो ये चार चीजें आपने याद रखनी है, right? This is a cycle of experiential learning. Okay, concrete experience, reflective observation, abstract conceptualization, active experimentation. So here, you don't have to, think this is a serial wise. Okay, so any number can comes anytime. Okay, matlab some students are on the stage of concrete experience, some are on reflective, matlab they are reflective, they are thinking in their mind. Some are abstract conceptualization, some are abstract thinking in the mind, some are active experimentations, right? So ye guys, this is the important. Okay, so ye these four things na you should know that. Concrete experience kya hota hai? Concrete experience means it describes the hand-on experience, okay, that we direct learn. Reflective observation means we need to reflect to learn our experience. Okay, for example we have given first paper, you have come to know that in how many times you have filled the how many sheets, right? So reflective observations, you are learning from your first paper. This is called the reflective observation, last experience. Now I will fill the again fill the whole sheets. Then abstract conceptualizations and then active experimentations. Okay, तो ये चार चीजें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, राइट, अंडर द एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग. ओके, तो ये देखो लास्ट में बड़ा अच्छा लिखा हुआ है, व्हेन द न्यू आइडियाज आर पुट इनटू द एक्शन, they become the basis for a new cycle of experiential learning. It is important to understand that experiential learning is not identical with hands-on learning or apprenticeship. The purpose of experiential learning is not simply to learn a skill through practice, but also to think critically about the practice and to improve upon it. Why it is written critically? Think critically. Because of that, one point is there now. ये देखिए, abstract conceptualizations and reflective observation. इसका मतलब यही है कि learning from the experience. Okay, don't think it is a big word. It is a easy word. ये देखो, concrete means direct experience, hands-on experience. Reflective means we are learning from our experience. Abstract means मतलब हम mapping करने हैं, whatever mapping we are doing in the mind. Active experimentations, now we have learned. So now we are doing the action. Okay. So Dr. Cobb, नाम याद रखना, और ये 4 things, ठीक है, under the experiential learning. Okay guys, 2 questions are done. Next is objectives of Indian Education Commission. ये तो वैसे बड़ा simple है, right? Indian Education Commission was given by the Dr. D.S. Kothari, है ना? We have already discussed. Okay. अब purpose क्या था? Purpose जान लो, so that you can learn by yourself. Okay. Basically, ये देखो, this commission is this education system is given 1964-66 ना. So before 1964 and 66 ना, मतलब there was no standardization of education, right? Means there is a lot of states in the country. Many states are doing their own level, है ना? They have the syllabus, different syllabus. Other state has a different syllabus. So basically, why this commission came? The purpose of this commission is to, यहाँ लिखा होगा, ये देखिए, national pattern on education. ये देखिए, the main task of the commission was to advise the government onto the national pattern on education. मतलब एक पैटर्न हो जाए एजुकेशन का, right? On the general policies for the development educations at all stages, ranging from primary to postgraduate stage, right? अब now today, what is today, guys? Up today, suppose your son and daughter, okay, is studying in the Punjab, okay. For example, you got transferred in the Madhya Pradesh, Assam, anywhere, okay. He will get the same syllabus because board is the same. ICSE board is same, CBSE board is same. So 64, 66 में ऐसा नहीं था, right? So basically, we should thank to the, D.S. Kothari. Due to these persons, they have done a lot of things, guys. आज तो हम वी आर जस्ट उन चीजों को हम यूज कर रहे हैं, ओके मतलब दे आर द पर्संस, है ना, दे हैव solved these difficulties basically. So why the Indian education system came? Because of he advised the government to make the national pattern on education from all the stages, ranges from primary to postgraduate. Okay, so concept is clear, हाँ, तो आप इसको learn कर सकते हैं. Next है concept of modernization. What is modernization? ये तो वैसे ही आ गया है ना, general आ गया questions. What is a modernization? Modernization is basically, it is a process. यहाँ पे एक बहुत ही अच्छी लाइन लिखी हुई है, ये देखिए. The concept of modernization includes social change and adjustment with modern times. इसी को modernizations बोलते हैं ना. हाँ, we have to update ourselves. This is a modernization. Okay, whatever is going into the society, we have to adopt it. This is a modernization. Okay, whatever is going into the society, because we are the social animal, right? We have to adjust ourselves with the society. और क्या चीज है modernization? Modernization is a readiness to accept new thoughts. याद रखो, you are going to become teacher. Okay, you should be very flexible. You should always welcome the new ideas, new thoughts, new things, right? So basically, guys, what is modernization? Modernization includes social change and adjustment with the modern times. Modernization is a readiness to accept new thoughts, new ideas, new things, and change the life accordingly. ओके अब जो अंडरलाइन किया हुआ है इसको देखो, modernization process associated with the factors like attitude, inspiration, and values. Wherever it changes, modernization process begins. क्या बात है, right? So when your attitude changes, when your behavior changes, then modernization begins. You all are doing B.Ed. Do you know what is the purpose of B.Ed after doing the B.Ed? Guys, after doing the B.Ed, if there is a change in your behavior, if there is a change in your attitude, it means you have done B.Ed. Otherwise not. Getting the point? So ये सारी की सारी study basically why you are learning this teaching methodology because of change of your attitude. Because how many philosophies you learn, how many theories you learn. Okay, so basically you are becoming master to know what the other person is thinking. Getting my point? By doing these all teaching methodology, basically you are learning how to know that what the other person is thinking, right? This is called teaching basically. To know the subject first. Teaching is not associated with the subject. You say na, you are science teacher, you are English teacher, you are mathematics teacher, you are social study teacher. It is wrong. Basically, you are talking about the content. Guys, you should talk about the, student. You should talk about the subject. Subject means student. You should know about the attitude of the student. You should know about the aptitude, interest, knowledge, what the students are thinking, what are the mental level of the student. Okay, this knowledge you should have. Only then you are a teacher. Got my point? So modernization means it is associated with your attitude, inspiration, and values. And whenever it changes, modernization process begins. Right? So modernization is a total transformation of a traditional society into the types of a technology and associated social organization that characterized by advanced economical, prosperous, and relatively political stable nation. Modernization is a process by which individual change from traditional way of life to a more complex, technologically advanced, and rapid change style of life. It is a conceptual identified with the development of a growth and progress. So, guys, what is going on today? You should be knowledge about pedagogy. You should have knowledge about techno pedagogy. Techno matlab technology oriented na. You should, from this technique, you should teach to the student. Do you think that you are updating yourself? So this thing happens. This is called, that's why modernization is in your syllabus. Okay, I think modernizations you have understood, right, guys? Okay, now we are talking about the long questions. 4 short questions are done. So long question is, discuss the educations and fundamental rights with reference to Article 14, 15, 16, 21A of Indian Constitution. Right? So सबसे पहले देखो इसने कहा है discuss education. Right? So you have to talk about little bit about the education. What is education? है ना? उसको आपको define करना है. Then you have to make heading of fundamental rights. Second heading. Then third heading is Article 14, 15, 16, 21A, 30 of Indian Constitution. Right? So education, you know that, Hana? Education is as long as the human race. It is a never-ending process of a one's inner growth and development. Right? It starts from the cradle and ends in a grave. In fact, the whole life is an education. Right? So everything you know about the education, you can write it. Okay. Then fundamental right. Education as a fundamental and human right. Okay. So guys, what happened? 86th amendment tha. Okay. According to the amendment. Amendment hota hai na jaise whenever new bill are going to be passed. This is called the new things are going to be happen. This is the amendment. Okay. Who makes the laws? Who makes the bills? Our two houses. One is Lok Sabha and one is Rajya Sabha. Okay. Like that yesterday one bill has also passed in New Delhi. Sakshi is from the Delhi. Sakshi is one bill is passed. Delhi Seva bill. right? It has passed in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Okay. So there are 2 persons are appointed with the chief minister. Now chief minister has to report, Arvind Kejriwal has to report to those persons. Okay. That persons with the, BJP persons who was the, I think LG, Lieutenant Governor, right? So this is the amendment. एक amendment हुई थी 86 amendment in 2002 में under Article 21A in the constitutions of India to provide free and compulsory educations of all children in the age group of 6 to 14 years. Okay. So on that day, guys, India become the 35th country where education is a fundamental right. Okay. So I have written somewhere. This is a very important, guys. Okay. ये देखो fundamental rights. अब fundamental rights क्या चीज होती हैं? तो याद रखना fundamental rights are, this is not a, you can say that the legal right and others, these are the more powerful right, fundamental right, because question is asked na, define education, define fundamental educations with reference to articles. Okay, so you have to talk about the fundamental rights, right? Fundamental rights kya cheez hai? The fundamental rights were included in the constitution because they were considered essential for the development of personality of every individual and to preserve human dignity. So guys, this is the, our fundamental rights. कि भाई मतलब we all having the right for the development of a personality, every individual, and to preserve human dignity. Further, fundamental rights are the basic human rights preserved in the Constitution of India, which are guaranteed to all citizens. और आर्टिकल 12 से लेके 35 ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशंस डील विद द फंडामेंटल राइट. अब फीचर्स क्या है? फीचर्स ऑफ फंडामेंटल राइट, ये देखो. फंडामेंटल राइट्स आर डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द ऑर्डिनरी लीगल राइट. लीगल राइट है ना आपका, यू हैव द राइट ऑन द प्रॉपर्टी और अदर थिंग्स. ओके, बट दिस इज नॉट ए सच काइंड ऑफ ए राइट. दिस इज ए मोर पावरफुल राइट. फंडामेंटल राइट्स याद रखना. Fundamental rights are the different from the ordinary legal right in the manner in which they are enforced. Enforced means compulsory है, obligatory है. If a legal right is violated, आपका कोई भी legal right है, for example, any of your legal right, property का right है, any of the right is violated, you go to the lower court ना, you don't directly go to the Supreme Court ना. But if the fundamental rights are violated, you can go directly to the upper court. This is the powerful of the fundamental right. Okay, it is written. ये first point आप इसका पढ़ लेना, right? ये देखो. If a legal right is violated, the aggrieved person can't directly approach the SC Supreme Court by passing the lower courts. He should first approach to the lower court. है ना? In the case of a legal right. Some of the fundamental, ये सारे fundamental rights हैं, ठीक है? ये इनकी importance है fundamental right. Okay. So whenever you think that it was suppressed by any state या any persons या कोई भी है, तो aggrieved persons directly go to the upper court. अब आ गया जो articles हैं, है ना? Articles 14 to 18 it talks about right to equality. ये एक बार लिख लेना, याद हो जाएंगे. Right to equality article 14 और 18. Article 14 तो पता ही है आपको. Article 14, Article 21A, Article 45 they talk about free and compulsory education, right? Article 15, it talks about prohibitions of discriminations on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth. है ना? कोई discriminations होता तो आप you can take the help of this right. Equality of opportunities में ऐसी कोई problem आ रही है तो you can take the help of Article 16. Okay. Suppose in your class there are 30 students. Okay. So if the student thinks that they are not getting the equal education, okay, मतलब due to the bad behavior of the teacher and other things, है ना? कुछ भी हो सकता है, can be anything. So then he can take the help of the Article 16, right? Article 21A, right to education. Right to education, you know that, free and compulsory educations up to the age of 14, from 6 to 14. Okay. So yeah, first question is done. Second, we talk about describe the status of education of minorities in India. Or when the this concept comes na minority, it means we are talking about disadvantaged sections. And what are the disadvantaged sections? Scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, backward class, these all. तो ये कोई भी ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आ जाए तो गाइस सबसे पहले you have to talk about the disadvantaged sections. Okay, basically disadvantaged sections is always suppressed by the rich persons, by the states, है ना, that these things. Okay, that's why ना SC ST वगैरह को इनकी ना इनका कोटा होता है दरअसल, है ना, right? They have the quota in the government jobs and others because these are the disadvantaged sections. Okay, मतलब they are always ignored since independence, right? तो ये सारा डिसएडवांटेज सेक्शंस के बारे में लिखा हुआ है, राइट? तो ये शेड्यूल कास्ट, ओके, मतलब दे सफर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, है ना? शेड्यूल कास्ट आपको मतलब when the schedule caste boy and daughter is growing up na, तो already he has the one inferior complex in the mind. वो अब कई बार अपनी कास्ट ही नहीं बता पाते हैं ना. You have seen that. I know that when I was in charge of a B.Ed counseling in the year of 2005 and 6. So then what happened? So government was given the, on that time in the year of 2005, I was in charge. So government was giving the, you can say, scholarship to the B.Ed students belong to the SC category. But many student was not saying that they are the SC. Well, I'm talking about in Chandigarh. Okay. So they have already in the inferior complex. So they all suffer from the discrimination in education, healthcare, housing, property, and freedom of religion. So they all are the disadvantaged section, guys. Right? We should bless the God. And we are getting as a general category, we are getting everything. Okay. But these sections always suffer, right? Scheduled tribes, backward class, women also. Okay. You can add this thing. Even minorities. Okay. अब need for the development of a socially disadvantaged. Okay. Current status क्या है इनका? What is the current status? तो ये kind of थोड़ा सा पैराग्राफ फॉर्म में है, तो इसको आपने ऐसे पढ़ना है, राइट? और इसके साथ ही गर्ल्स इनरोलमेंट एंड सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन लेवल बहुत ही कम है, राइट? इवन वीमेन गर्ल्स के साथ भी, राइट? ये चीजें, ये देखो जेंडर बायसनेस अभी भी है, पॉवर्टी, वायलेंस, राइट? चाइल्ड मैरिज, कोविड-19 में देखो अभी आ गया, हाँ, इसके कारण भी काफी इसने इम्पैक्ट डाला है, राइट? मेनी स्कूल्स हैव क्लोज्ड. Even many parents have stopped their daughters to enter into the schools. Importance of a girls education in India, right? Sometime के questions आया तो ये भी आप कर लेना. हाँ, ये अब main आया. अब basically we have come to know that कि भाई disadvantaged sections, either social SC, either ST, right, or BC. So they have a lot of problems. Okay, since independence we are ignoring, but and unka kya status hai, what are the status of these persons, है ना? We have mentioned. Now we have to talk what the initiatives, improvements taken by the government. Now here we are talking about the girls education. तो ये देखो आर्टिकल 40, 15, ये देखो वो जो आर्टिकल्स हमने पढ़े हैं ना सभी जगह पे यूज हो रहे हैं गाइस. ये देखो आर्टिकल 45 फिर आ गया, फ्री एंड कंपल्सरी एजुकेशन. तो वी हैव टू मेंशन by using this article 45 says that there is a free and compulsory educations to all the children across the country from the age to 6 to 14. Okay, no school can deny, right? Mahila ye samakhya program, Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidhalya scheme, national program for education for girls at elementary level, national scheme for incentive for girls, Indira Gandhi national scholarship scheme, Swami Vivekananda scholarship scheme, साक्षर भारत, उड़ान, प्रगति, बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ, मिड डे मील स्कीम्स, है ना? ये सारे के सारे क्या चीज हैं? दे आर द फ्लैगशिप प्रोग्राम्स, दे आर द गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स इन ऑर्डर टू अपलिफ्ट द गर्ल्स एजुकेशन, राइट? चलिए जी, हमारे 2-3 क्वेश्चंस खत्म हो गए हैं. स्टेटस ऑफ एजुकेशन ऑफ माइनॉरिटीज, है ना? माइनॉरिटीज का स्टेटस ऑफ एजुकेशन आपने बता देना है क्या क्या है यहाँ पे. ओके, 4th क्वेश्चन गाइस, अभी हमारी यूनिट 1 ही चल रही है. एक्सप्लेन सेलिएंट फीचर्स ऑफ राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट 2009. मतलब आप ये देखो, हमने वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस 2-3 क्वेश्चंस. ओके, तो इवन ये राइट टू एजुकेशन वी कैन डिफाइन बाय आवरसेल्फ फ्रॉम आवर लास्ट 2-3 क्वेश्चंस. राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट. ओके, तो राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट वी हैव कम टू नो. ओके, दिस एक्ट वाज पास्ड इन द पार्लियामेंट इन 2009 बट केम इनटू फोर्स इन 2010. ये देखो यहाँ, दिस वर्ड इज रिटन हियर. On that time India became, यानी कि 2010 में when this act was passed, कौन सा एक्ट? राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट, राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट, ओके, आरटीई एक्ट बोलते हैं इसको, राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट 2009, ओके, when it was passed in 2010, on that time India became the one among 135 countries where education is a fundamental right of every child. It was, ये देखो 86 अमेंडमेंट था, है ना, वी आर ऑलरेडी डिस्कसिंग दिस थिंग ना, इसका क्वेश्चन ही आ गया और फुल क्वेश्चन है और ऑलवेज आता है, इट यू नो मोस्टली इट कम्स। अब इसके प्रोविजंस क्या हैं, ये देखो, दिस एक्ट, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दैट एक्ट? दिस एक्ट, इसका नाम है ना फ्री एंड कंपल्सरी, राइट? अब देखो मीनिंग क्या है इसका, दिस एक्ट मेक्स इट क्लियर दैट कंपल्सरी एजुकेशन मीन्स it is obligation on the part of government to ensure the admission, attendance and completions of a elementary education. मतलब ये भी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है गवर्नमेंट की, admissions, attendance and completions of elementary education of children between the age of 6 and 14. कंपल्सरी और फ्री का क्या मतलब है? The word free means no charge is payable by the child which may prevent him from completing such education. So guys, basically the problem is that we are not aware about our rights. We should know our right. और ये कब पता लगेंगे? When we start reading, जब हम पढ़ना स्टार्ट करेंगे, right? Actual में पढ़ना, मतलब you are the teachers. You every day you should read something. You should have a small library at your home. You should get the knowledge also. इतनी knowledge you are getting, है ना? After exams you will forget everything. You have to keep these things. These are very important things, guys, right? Okay, if you can't take this facility, you can help the other person, है ना? If you know the right, we can help the other person. So this is the meaning of a RTE act. Okay, और ये देखिए, this act also prohibits, मतलब रोकता है, स्टॉप करता है, right? It also prohibits mental harassment. कितनी mental harassments होती थी, अब mental harassments वगैरह रुक गई हैं. Physical punishment also, right? आपने देखा ना, you have seen that ना, many teachers dominate the class, है ना, in the last years, है ना, in many years. अब physical punishment, mental harassments, ये एक्ट ये रोकता है इन चीजों का. स्क्रीनिंग प्रोसीजर फॉर द एडमिशन ऑफ ए चिल्ड्रन, कैपिटेशन फीस, प्राइवेट ट्यूशंस बाय द टीचर, रनिंग स्कूल्स विद नो रिकॉग्निशन, राइट? तो अगर ये कुछ ऐसा हो रहा है तो यू कैन अप्रोच अंडर द आरटीई एक्ट 2009. ये सेलियंट फीचर्स, ये देखो कितने बढ़िया नोट्स बनाए हुए हैं गाइस. सेलियंट फीचर्स ऑफ एक्ट: free and compulsory education, no child shall be held back, expelled or required to pass board examination until completion of elementary education. The act lays down specific standards for the student teacher ratio. तो ये देखिए, ठीक है, कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव सीसीए की बात भी कर रहे हैं, राइट? देन इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ एक्ट, ठीक है, यू हैव टू राइट लिटिल बिट इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ एक्ट. क्रिटिसिज्म भी मैंने लिखे हैं, ओके, इफ you have, okay, you can write it, okay, and then in last you have to do the conclusions. Okay, right to education act we are done. So under a unit 1 we are done. Number first, equality of education, all the articles, article 14 15, हाँ आगे सारे. Then status of minority, right, in India, right, under वो सारे disadvantaged sections आ गए. And third, we have finished right to education act. So guys, whenever you are doing that, that's why I have told you ना, you should know the syllabus. आपको सिलेबस याद होगा, पता लग जाएगा कि यार I am done this, तो यहीं से आ रहा है, right? तो after my class, learn the syllabus, then start studying. Okay? अब unit third, unit second, unit seconds में क्या है? Unit seconds में Adam report है, हमने करना था. We have to do Macaulay minutes, Adam report, Macaulay minutes and Nye Talim. इसको कहा गया ना बेसिक स्कीम ऑफ एजुकेशन, नाई तालीम. और अंडर द नाई तालीम देयर आर थ्री थिंग्स. वन इज नाई तालीम, वन इज वर्क एजुकेशन, वन इज एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग. बस यूनिट सेकंड हमारा फिनिश हो गया. तो एडम रिपोर्ट भी आपने पढ़ लेना, ठीक है? जस्ट आई मेक योर कंसेप्ट क्लियर. तो व्हाट हैपेंड, बेसिकली ए क्रिश्चियन प्रीस्ट ऑफ स्कॉटलैंड, विलियम एडम, ये नाम था इसका एडम का, एडम, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड एडम्स रिपोर्ट. So what happened in India 1818 में, what happened, a Christian priest of Scotland, William Adam, came to India and he spent 27 years here. He came into contact with Raja Ram Mohan Roy and both of them influenced by each other. Adam was greatly impressed by the Indian views regarding the existence of a one almighty God. In due course, he renounced Christian priesthood. But Lord William Bentinck, he was the Governor General of India. Lord William Bentinck, the Governor General of India, appointed Adam in 1835 to survey the state of education in Bengal and Bihar and to suggest some reforms. Right? तो क्या हुआ? What happened? In 1818 में Governor General of India, Lord William Bentinck, appointed the Adam to survey the Bengal states and Bihar state regarding the education and give your views. So what happened, guys? Adam thoroughly visited Bengal, Bihar, okay, and he reported, 3 report in front of the Lord William Bentinck. These are called the Adam report. So you have to talk about Adam report 1, 2, and 3. देखो इसी में लिखा हुआ है हम. Okay, I again read. Lord William Bentinck, the Governor General of India, appointed Adam in 1835 to survey the state of education in Bengal and Bihar to suggest reforms. Adam submitted 3 reports. 1835 से लेकर 38 में 3 years में he surveyed all Bengal and Bihar. His report was digest of the earlier report of the subject. The second and third report were based on the survey conducted. The second report was thorough inquiry on the system of education prevalent in Netlore, ये एक जगह का नाम है, in the district of a Raja. This one, and third report covers 5 districts of a Bengal and Bihar and his recommendations for the reforms of a indigenous schools. So basically, what is Adam report? Actually, William Adam था ना नाम इसका? हाँ, William Adam ने 1835 to 1838 he surveyed the Bengal and Bihar, okay, regarding the educations, all the education institution and school, and he suggested some reforms, okay, and he presented the report in front of the Governor General, right? And he presented the report into the 3 form, Adam report 1, 2, and 3. वो तीनों चीजें आपने याद करनी है, nothing else, right? ये देखो Adam report first, Adam report second, or Adam report third, okay. So little bit you can see from the guide also, okay. Here I have given, some brief in 3 pages, okay. So you can also suggest the guide from this question also, okay. Our next question is discuss the main features and recommendations of a Macaulay minute, okay. अब guys जैसे Adam report comes in your mind, so it means you know that Adam ने what he did 1835 से 1838 में he surveyed the Bengal and Bihar and presented a 3 report, है ना. You have to learn the 3 report. Similarly, when the Macaulay minute comes, okay, in your mind, so you have to think what is the meaning of a Macaulay minute. Macaulay minute means Macaulay gave the minute in the parliament regarding the introductions of the English language as a native language. Means Macaulay minute means introduce the English language among Indians, right? First I have given in a very good way. On February in 1835, British historian and politician Thomas Babington Macaulay delivered his minute on Indian education. Minute का मतलब होता है when you have to speak in the parliament. This is called the minute. Whenever we go for any of the meeting now, so whatever we say in the meeting, this is called the minute. वो minute बन जाते हैं, है ना. 1 hour we have discussed in the meeting, so this is called a minutes of meeting, okay. So Macaulay minutes means Macaulay's speech in the parliament on the education regarding the introductions of the English language as a native language, native to receive an English education, right? और उसका पर्पस क्या था? ये देखो अंग्रेजों की चालाकी होती है बड़ी. तो बेसिकली ये देखिए, he wished to cultivate a group of Indians. Why Macaulay introduced the English as a English language among Indians? Because he wished to cultivate a group of Indians who could support and uphold British interest. Basically, that group, who will learn English, that group would be Indian by blood and color, but English by likes, beliefs, morality and intellect. मतलब शरीर से, त्वचा से, रंग से तो वो इंडियंस हो, लेकिन बाय टेस्ट, बाय लाइक, बाय बिलीफ, मोरालिटी वो इंग्लिश पर्सन हो. ये पर्पस था उनका, टू इंट्रोड्यूस द इंग्लिश, राइट. दिस मैकॉले मिनट. तो ये देखो, यू हैव टू डिफाइन अबाउट मैकॉले मिनट ऑन एजुकेशन, है ना. यू कम टू नो दैट मैकॉले मिनट 1835, राइट. ये देखो, यू हैव टू टॉक अबाउट दिस ऑल द थिंग्स, राइट. मैकॉले मिनट ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या था? ऑब्जेक्टिव वाज स्टॉपेज ऑफ फंडिंग. Basically, now more and more funding was given to the Indian education. So when he introduced the English language and European literature, right? So then his purpose was to make popular European literature. जो अपना इंग्लैंड वगैरह से थे, है ना, अंग्रेज वहीं से आए थे, ब्रिटिश केम फ्रॉम द इंग्लैंड. So the purpose was that Indian education को they have to break all the things, Indian education, and start a European language, European education, right? And stop funding on the Indian education, because if they are funding for Indian education is getting more and more familiar, right? So stoppage of funding. Stoppage of funding means stop funding on the Indian educations and give more and more fund on the European literature, right? So basically they introduce the European literature. Or he also said many times, ये देखिए second point, okay? He also said, मतलब bad about the Indian education. He said a single shelf of a good European library was worth the whole native literature of India and Arabia. ये देखिए, India तो rich by the educations, guys. You know, हम तो we were, you know, top in the form of education. Basically, we are got dominated by, or you can say that, attacked by Muslims, and after that around 200 years by the dominated by the British persons. So they already have finished everything about educations and others. Otherwise, many persons from different countries, they used to come India to get the education, right? And you know what he's saying, that a single shelf of a good European library was worth the whole native literature of India and Arabia. And he introduced the downward filtration theory. Ye bhi kar lena, it is a simple. When Macaulay minutes comes, you should know about the Macaulay minute on education. Well, speech of Macaulay. Okay, Macaulay to introduce the English language, number one. Second, matlab introduce of the European literature. Third, stop fundings on the Indian education. And fourth, he introduced the downward filtration theory. What was downward filtration theory? Which means providing knowledge from higher class people to lower class or general people. Matlab they want to train some of the Indians, right, who should be Indians by blood and color, but English likes belief, morality and intellect. Okay, and those Indians who trained the lower persons. मतलब further आगे Indians को train करेंगे. This is called downward filtration theory, right? तो उसके ये फीचर बता दो. डाउनवर्ड फिल्ट्रेशन थियरी देखो, आई हैव आल्सो डिस्क्राइब्ड हियर. क्या पर्पस है इसका? डाउनवर्ड फिल्ट्रेशन थियरी मींस यू हैव टू ट्रेन सम ऑफ द इंडियंस, ओके, टू नो अबाउट द इंग्लिश एंड यूरोपियन लिटरेचर. फर्दर दे विल आल्सो टीच टू द अनदर ग्रुप ऑफ इंडियंस, राइट? merits of Macaulay minute, demerits of Macaulay minute, right guys? And conclusions. Okay, तो आपका Macaulay minute भी हो गया. So we are done with Adam report, Macaulay minute. अब ninth theme, हाँ? Discuss the concept and need of a ninth theme. Discuss its relevance for the Indian education system. So when the ninth theme comes, it is associated with Mahatma Gandhi. Already I have told you. When 1964-66 Indian Education Commission comes, the name is associated with D.S. Kothari. When 52-53 Secondary Education Commission comes, the name is associated with Mudaliar Commission. Okay, Macaulay minute comes, it is associated with introductions of the English language, right? Adam comes, so then it is associated with the Adam gives the 3 report. So from that way, guys, you have to learn. Okay, and the main thing, first thing is the syllabus. Okay, so ninth lim kya thi? Ninth lim ko, the another name of a ninth lim is the basic education, right? Ninth lim is considered as a education for life. Ninth lim, it is a synonym of basic education, which is a vital thought of Gandhi ji on education. याद रखना guys, Gandhi ji did a lot of things on education. गांधी जी, उसके बाद रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर, सिद्धू कृष्णा मूर्ति, स्वामी विवेकानंद, they are the Indian thinkers. They have done a lot of on the education, right? Western thinkers भी कई हुए हैं, right? प्लेटो हुए हैं, है ना, अर्लियर बैक, देन न्यू pragmatist जो हुए हैं, चार्ल्स सेंड्रिस हुए हैं, right? Naturalisms में theory given by the who was the father of naturalism? I'm not getting the name of the person is, kindergarten system. It was given by the Froebel. He was a naturalist person, right? And the father of a naturalism is, they are the Western philosopher who gave a lot of things on the education. Okay, but Indians may, you should know that Gandhi ji, Vivekanand, Jiddu Krishnamurti, Swami Vivekanand, they have done a lot of things on the education, right? So ninth limb is considered as the education for life. It is synonyms of basic education, which is a vital thought of Gandhiji on education. It's aimed to build a child self-reliant by enabling him to use his acquired knowledge and skills in practical affairs of life. It is a child-centered education. बस ये याद रख लो. Ninth limb is a child-centered education. रूसो था, father of naturalism. आ गया, याद आ गया, रूसो, Jean Jacques Rousseau. Right, ये Western philosopher था. He gave a lot of things about on the education, right? And Froebel, he was a disciple of, he was a naturalist. Okay, अब जो LKG, MKG, UKG होती है ना, ये system was introduced by the Froebel. Okay, so we come back on the ninth limb. So ninth limb concept is given by the Gandhi ji. Ninth limb means basically it is a child-centered education. Okay, ninth limb क्या चीज है ये देखिए, पढ़ो. Ninth limb or basic education is a principle promoted by the Mahatma Gandhi, which states that knowledge and work are not separate. Bas, basically, मतलब you have to do, little से little भी work करना है. Okay, वहीं से you will get the knowledge. It was popularly and correctly described as education through handicraft. Ninth limb is conceived as craft-based education in which practical skill serves as the center and foundation of an individual spiritual, cultural, and social development. When the student, do such kind of a craft things by their hand, they will learn automatically. They will get the knowledge. Knowledge and work are not separate. When you do any of the work, you get the knowledge also. This is an item. Okay, clear हो गया? Introduced by Gandhi ji in 1937. Okay, guys. तो ये सारा आपने नाइन्थ लिम्ब के बारे में पढ़ लेना, ठीक है? बड़ा ही सिंपल दिया हुआ है एंड बड़े अच्छे नोट्स बनाए हैं. ये देखिए, मेन प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ गांधी जी. क्या थे नाइन्थ लिम्ब के प्रिंसिपल्स? यूनिवर्सल मिनिमम एजुकेशन, राइट? एजुकेशन शुड बी टॉट एट द मदर टंग. In its method, teaching, learning, practice, it must be woven around some sort of a art and craft. अब सिग्निफिकेंस क्या है उसके? रेलेवेंस, सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ ए नाइन्थ लिम्ब. देखो ये भी दिए हुए हैं सारे. Already I have taken lectures I think 2-3 times. I know that. Okay guys, नाइन्थ लिम्ब के बारे में डिटेल में. अब यूनिट 3 आ गया हमारा. यूनिट 3 में हमने क्या करने हैं? हमने सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन कमीशन करना है, इंडियन एजुकेशन कमीशन करना है, और नेशनल पॉलिसी ऑफ एजुकेशन 1986 करनी है, एंड नेशनल पॉलिसी ऑफ एजुकेशन 2020 करनी है, राइट? तो ये देखो ये आ गया सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन कमीशन. तो दिस कमीशन इज आल्सो नोन एज मोडालियर कमीशन. आ गया ना मोडालियर? Sometime question comes, define the Modalier Commission. So don't confuse. Modalier is the persons who introduced this secondary education commission. He was basically a vice chancellor of the Madras University. The full name of this person is Dr. A. Lakshman Swamy Modalier. Okay, so he gave this commission 1952 to 53. ये देखो aims and objectives. अब इसके point याद कर लेना, right? To produce ideal citizenship, to develop capacity for earning money, quality of leadership, to develop human virtue, improve vocational efficiency, develop personality, right? Duration of a secondary education. Okay, curriculum would be of the two types. एक core curriculum होना चाहिए, एक additions to the core curriculum होना चाहिए, right? तो humanities, science, ये देखो ये तब introduce हुई हैं. Humanities, science subjects वगैरह, technical, ये agriculture, ये सारे subjects होने चाहिए. Medium of instruction should be mother tongue. है ना? इस कमीशन, इस सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन कमीशन ने प्रमोट किया था. सिलेक्शन ऑफ ए टेक्स्ट बुक कैसी होनी चाहिए, राइट? करेक्टर फॉर्मेशन, हेल्थ एजुकेशन, टीचिंग मेथड्स कौन कौन से होने चाहिए। तो ये सारी मतलब जस्ट टू रिफॉर्म द एजुकेशन ही गिव मेनी पॉइंट्स, राइट। अब नाउ नेक्स्ट इज हमारा इंडियन एजुकेशन कमीशन। ये देखो 1960-64 इट वाज गिवन बाय द कोठारी, डॉक्टर डी.एस. कोठारी। ओके, तो ये फैक्ट्स आ गए। तो बेसिकली व्हाट वाज द अपॉइंटमेंट्स ऑफ दैट कमीशन, वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड ना, बिकॉज टू मेक द नेशनल पैटर्न ऑन एजुकेशन, राइट। ये कोठारी कमीशन, ये देखिए ऑब्जेक्टिव्स क्या हैं इसके, ये सारे के सारे ये अगेन वही पॉइंट्स आ गए। तो सिंपल है, कोई भी एक कर लो, सारे वही हैं, राइट। 52-53 में भी उन्होंने भी इंप्रूवमेंट ऑफ एजुकेशन का कहा है मोडालियर ने। 64-66 में भी इंप्रूवमेंट ऑफ एजुकेशन है। मोडालियर के टाइम में उन्होंने अपना दिया है लिटिल बिट डिफरेंस। ओके, इंडियन एजुकेशन कमीशन 64-66 ये कहता है कि भाई देयर शुड बी ए नेशनल पैटर्न ऑन एजुकेशन होना चाहिए। और ये these 4 points you have to learn, this is the important, right? Under the recommendations of commissions, increase in productivity, promotion social and national integrations, education and modernizations, developing social, moral and spiritual values. ये देखो modernizations we are done, educations we are done, right? वही वाले points हैं guys, right? It's not a new one. अब discuss the major features of a program of actions. ये program of actions in 1992, हाँ, after the national policy of education, right? तो वो उसके वाले फीचर्स हैं, दिस यू हैव टू लर्न। और ये न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 1986, राइट। ये दीज आर द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स एंड रिकमेंडेशंस ऑफ ए न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी। और ये इसके 10 पॉइंट्स हैं। ऑल राउंड डेवलपमेंट, डेवलपमेंट ऑफ ए ह्यूमन रिसोर्स, ये थोड़ा सा आप लिख लेना इनको पॉइंट्स को, यू हैव टू राइट ऑन दी कॉपी सो दैट यू कैन लर्न इट, राइट। कुछ पॉइंट्स आपस में सिमिलर हैं लेकिन कुछ दे आर डिफरेंट, राइट। अब ये देखो 10+2+3 का सिस्टम was introduced by national policy on education. You can't write in 52-53, right? So this thing is important, right? And after that, discuss the major features of a new education policy 2020. है ना, ये भी I have taken the lectures many times, new education policy. So this is the notes of new education policy. New education policy basically talked about the school educations and the higher educations, right? So you have to divide in two parts. One is school education, one is higher education, right? So ये है points, reforms in the school education we have already discussed, right guys? In the previous classes. And then higher educations. तो ये points आपके आगे higher educations के, right? और लास्ट में यूनिट 4 का क्वेश्चंस, राष्ट्रीय माध्यमिक शिक्षा अभियान describe its role in achieving the universalization of a school education at secondary level. और देखो there are two things, one is SSA and one is RMSA. SSA is related with the elementary education और RMSA is related with the secondary education. Okay, तो जितने भी secondary schools हैं, schools of 10th class, +1 और +2, है ना, how many teachers are required, है ना, what what type of a course should be there. Okay, मतलब how far the secondary schools should be in the village, in the city, है ना, what would be the criteria, what would be the eligibility criteria of teachers who will teach to the classes of 10th +1 and +2. Okay, what would be the salary, everything is done by the RMSA, RMSA. हेड ऑफिस चंडीगढ़ में, हमारे यहाँ पर 34 में, राइट, रमसा का, राइट। तो ये सारा का सारा इट इज टॉक अबाउट द रमसा, इट इज आल्सो ए फ्लैगशिप स्कीम ऑफ ए गवर्नमेंट, राइट। तो ये सारा आपने यू हैव टू टॉक अबाउट दिस, राइट गाइस। ओके, नेक्स्ट एडिशनल लॉन्ग एंड शॉर्ट आंसर्स के अंदर इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशंस वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड, है ना, ये फंडामेंटल राइट्स वी आर ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड। एंड देन what is the difference between RMSA and SSA? Abhi just I have cleared you na. The RAMSA, RMSA is a flagship scheme of a government of India to enhance access to the secondary education. ये देखो secondary education. RAMSA is associated with secondary education. तो keep in the mind, है ना, just मैंने आपको बताया. Indian Education Commission 64-66, so then associated with the Kothari Commission. Kothari, है ना, name Kothari. So similarly, if RAMSA is come, so RAMSA is associated with the secondary education, right? And on the other hand, SSA is also a government of India flagship program for achievement of a universalization of elementary education in a time-bound manner, as mandated by the 86th Amendment to the Constitution of India, making free and compulsory education to the children up to the age of 6 to 14, right, as a fundamental right. तो ये रमसा के बारे में लिख देना है आपने और एसएसए के बारे में लिख देना, क्योंकि डिफरेंस उसने पूछा ना छोटे क्वेश्चंस में, राइट। देन एसएसए, राइट, एंड मेन फीचर्स ऑफ एसएसए. So, okay, ji guys, thank you so much for your, paper. So we have thoroughly discussed, all your paper, and you can see that, again the syllabus. ये देखो, under the unit 1, we are done with equality of opportunities in education. Directive principles आप एक बार देख लेना, right? And then status of education of a socially disadvantaged. Okay, notes I have given to you. Right to Education Act 2009, है ना? Macaulay Minute we are discussed. Adam report we are discussed. Basic scheme of education we are discussed. Secondary education we are done. Indian education policy of education, new education policy, और यहाँ से universalization of education और vocationalization. ठीक है? ये दो questions आपने later on you can see from the guide. Only these two, right? Rest we are discussed. And if you see the last year paper, so you can see equality of opportunities in education we are done, right? Experiential learning we are done. Objectives of Indian education and concept of modernization we are done, right? ये both questions we are done unit 1 में, right? Unit 2 के भी both questions, Adam report and Naithalim, हाँ, right? Unit 3 के भी both questions, describe the objective of secondary education and major feature of program of actions we are done. And last fourth के भी दोनों questions, objective of Ramsa and discuss concept need of a vocationalization of secondary education. Okay guys, so thank you so much guys for the class, and best wishes for your tomorrow's paper, right? And if you have any problem, you can call me, you can message me anytime guys. So once again, thank you so much guys for the class, and best wishes to all of you.